The strangest thing would not be silence. It would be the lights, millions of windows still glowing above empty streets.
Traffic signals still changing for cars that will never come.
And subway pumps still fighting water for a city with no one left to save. If every human vanished at once, what would fail first? And what would keep pretending we were still here?
The first answer is not buildings or bridges. It is balance.
Electric grids need constant matching between supply and demand, and without operators, automatic protections would trip, plants would shut down, and blackouts would spread region by region. But the darkness would reveal a second clock already ticking underground. In many cities, water is always trying to enter tunnels. New York's subway system, for example, depends on pumps that remove huge amounts of groundwater and rainwater. If power failed and backup systems ended, lower tunnels would begin to flood. The open loop from the first night is this. The city's deepest rooms would become rivers before its towers even looked old. Above ground, the earliest winners would be opportunists.
Rats, pigeons, cockroaches, raccoons, and feral dogs would search kitchens, grocery stores,
and trash rooms. But when stored food rotted or ran out, many animals dependent on us would crash. The first takeover would not be gentle nature. It would be a scramble, and then a sorting. Then plants would begin the quieter invasion.
Seeds already trapped in sidewalk cracks, gutters, rail beds,
And rooftop gravel would sprout wherever water and light reached them, turning maintenance failures into habitat.
But the green wave would not spread evenly, because some of our machines would still be dangerous without us. Nuclear plants are designed with layers of safety, but they are not designed to be ignored forever. After shutdown, spent fuel still produces decay heat and must be cooled. If backup power, water systems, and human response were lost, some sites could face serious accidents, though outcomes would vary by design and condition. The contradiction is sharp. Our cleanest-looking ruins could hide the most concentrated risks. Yet real exclusion zones show another side.
Studies by researchers, including Jim Smith and colleagues, found that large mammals such as wolves, boar, elk, and deer became abundant despite radiation stress.
Fukushima's evacuated areas have also recorded wild boar, macaques, and other animals expanding into empty settlements. So what hurts individuals can still leave room for populations when human pressure disappears. The next turn would be structural. Freeze-thaw cycles, plant roots, rust, salt, fire, and water would start breaking the city from its edges. Roofs leak. Steel corrodes, wooden houses rot, and unmaintained bridges lose protection layer by layer. The skyline would last longer than the streets beneath it, but its defeat would begin at the joints. After decades, the city would become patchwork, forest and parks, wetlands in low tunnels, grassland on old lots, and animal paths across highways. Alan Wiseman's 2007 book, The World Without Us, popularized this thought experiment because it reverses the usual story. Nature is not waiting outside the city. It is already inside, restrained by daily maintenance. But if nature returns so quickly, why would traces of us last at all? Because some human materials are stubborn. Plastics fragment rather than simply vanish. Concrete can persist as rubble for centuries. Bronze, ceramics, glass, stainless steel, and buried foundations can outlast the societies that made them. The most durable monuments might not be our tallest towers, but the buried and scattered things we barely notice. Even above Earth, the afterimage continues. Many low-orbit satellites would fall back within years or decades because of atmospheric drag, while objects in higher orbits could remain for far longer. The Voyager spacecraft, launched in 1977, would keep carrying its golden records through interstellar space. Our loudest civilization would become a faint archive, debris, signals fading outward, and a few messages no one on Earth can hear. So the answer is a sequence: power first, then pumps and food systems, then floods, fires, corrosion, ecological sorting, forest, and finally deep time traces.
Earth would not heal in a simple way. It would reorganize, carrying scars, toxins, plastics, ruins, and surprising abundance all at once.
The opening lights would go out, but the planet would not end, and the silence would be filled by everything we had been holding back.